Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel, 5ever Reddit. Don't at me about our channel name, I was the one that came up with it. Anywho, hope everyone's having an awesome holiday season amid this pandemic. Let's dive into our next story, titled, Karen Gets Mad at the Way I Bag Her Clothes. Dun dun dun! Love a good Karen story. I used to work at a discount department store. The name rhymes with boss. If you're unfamiliar, we buy clothes from the big stores that don't sell and we sell it for a fraction of the price. We actually had some decent stuff that was priced close to thrift store prices. The thing is, they make their money by understaffing and hoping to sell high volumes. As we were understaffed, we didn't do the fancy folding and boxing that you might see at a Macy's, just a normal plastic bag like a grocery store. The story begins during the holidays when all retail is an absolute nightmare. I was a cashier, trying as hard as I could to get people through the long lines, having worked 8 hours with no breaks. Remember, we're understaffed. When this woman takes a giant cartload of clothes, think 3 feet high, and throws it on the counter. I start trying to untangle this giant mess she made and scanning her items in. When I ask if she found if everything was alright, she cuts me off and says, "Can we hurry this up? I've got important things to take care of and I don't have all day to be here." Now, it was 10:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, so I can't imagine what big-time events she was planning on attending. Then she looks down and practically screamed, "What the F, you oaf? You're gonna ruin everything. Take everything out of the bag and fold them nicely." Now, a couple things here. I'm a big dude. Side note, maybe I should have been talking in a deeper voice. Anywho. At the time, I was 19 and only working there because I lost my college football scholarship for the D-line due to injury. Think 6'4", 330 pounds, and could run the 40 in 5 seconds, so not a flabby 330. Also, when I put clothes in the bag, I was a bit nicer than my coworkers. I tended to do the half-loose fold and set them in the bag. Nothing fancy, but trying to not seem aggressive. Again, big dude, so it's easy for people to assume I'm aggressive. I was completely thrown off when she yelled. At this point, I dealt with annoying people, but not a full-on Karen. I've generally always been able to keep my composure, so I took a breath and calmly told her, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we don't do folding here. That tends to be more of a Macy's thing. I'm trying to be respectful of your purchase though, I promise." Still unhappy, she then utters the song of her Karen people. "I want to talk to your manager. I don't like your attitude." Luckily, I had my favorite shift manager on duty that night who I had to call over, which sucked with this giant line of people backing up. She came over and told the lady the same thing that I said, that we don't fold clothes and we try to be careful. Karen then wants my job for ruining her clothes and a discount for having to deal with this. My manager just tells her she doesn't see anything wrong, but she'll go over the CCTV later, her way of getting rid of her. I then give her the total and she pays, complaining the whole time. She takes the bags and dumps them back on the counter, looks right at me, and starts folding her clothes neatly one by one. At this point, I was done. I was so tired and annoyed, but there was nothing I could do. She just stood there and folded each thing. Remember, she had a 3-foot pile worth of clothes. After 10 minutes of my manager and I trying to get her to leave and her not letting us touch her clothes without her slapping her hands away and yelling at other customers who tried walking around her, she was done and left. Here comes the petty revenge, emphasis on the petty. About a week later, she comes in again with another, slightly smaller, pile of clothes. She plops her clothes down and says, "I hope you learn to fold clothes." This automatically puts me on edge. I look at her, take her stuff, scan it all through, and shove it all in one bag as one giant mess and set it on the counter. This time, she grabs it, calls me a few choice words, and leaves. I then send a message to all my coworkers about her and that they should do the same. A few weeks later, I see her go through another line and my coworker shoves all her stuff in a bag. This kept up every time she came in and every time I'd see her get huffy and walk off. I know it's not some big amazing payoff, but to know that every time she came in, she would leave annoyed with her bagging. She still yelled at us for everything and anything, but we always had that nice little F you as she left. Huzzah! Another Karen has been vanquished! Hope y'all enjoyed this story and my ever so enchanting voice. Drop us a like if you enjoyed this and send us any stories you'd like us to record. Stay tuned on our channel for more Reddit tales. Bye!